Hey all, Brendan here, aka Cliff Jumper, and we are jumping into another common issue with the Sequoia if you actually use your Homelink remote system. So tune in, we're gonna deal with how to fix the buttons when they break. So up here, this is a common problem. The little Homelink buttons like to break, especially if you have someone who uses Kung Fu Voodoo Monkey Death Grip kind of strength when they push their little remote button. So there's an easy fix for it, the good news. Now, I've already jumped ahead a couple of steps in the process here, but I'm going to walk you through what you got to do here. So if you open your little sunglass holder, there are two Phillips head screws in the corners. They correspond with those tabs there. Just remove those, and then there are two of these tabs that hold the thing in place. Once the screws are out, you can just pull down and this thing comes down. There is one electrical connector that holds it in place, and it's got a squeeze tab. So all you have to do is squeeze with your thumb on that tab, and that will remove it, release it. You can pull it out, and you get this whole assembly out of here. Once you have it out, there are 5 little Torx screws, one here in the center, and then on the ears. That will allow this to pop free. This is the thing that we are dealing with. So once we've got this free, then there are some tabs that we need to gently release with a screwdriver. So just release these little tabs here. This one, you can pretty much stick your finger underneath and release. It's not in very tight. These ones just release fairly easily with a flathead screwdriver. And then there are a couple more on the end here that need to be very gently coaxed. Ah, one more Torx I didn't see before. There we go. Look at that. All right. So we got that apart, and here is our problem customer. The tabs have broken on this. We want it to be flexible and stick. All it takes is some RTV silicone dabbed in there. So let me go grab some. We'll dab some in place, and that will be mischief managed for this button. All right, so pop out the problem customer. Just a little bit of silicone. Right there. We want it to stay in place, but we want it to be flexible. If we want to be really thorough, we can dab some more on the other side of the buttons. I don't want to do this again anytime soon, so I will go ahead and dab some on the other side of the buttons. There we go. Probably overkill, but it'll hold it in place. All right, cool. So with that done, silicone is holding it in place. Obviously, we have to let it cure before we actually use the button. So it's going to take 24 hours, and just make sure you don't push the button before then, or it could pop out of place and cause you some more ugly issues that would require taking this whole thing apart again. But reassembly is the reverse of assembly, so let's put it back together. Okay, that's reassembled and ready to go back up. So putting this back up, getting these two posts lined up into the slots is the main thing. So we're just gonna reconnect our electrical connector. We are gonna make sure that this little dealie is actually fitting up into the hole here where the electrical for our mirror is. I've got a remote microphone for our Bluetooth stereo, which we did a previous install video on. So that's just going to stay where it's at. And we are going to make sure that posts line up in their slots.
Here's what I found.
There we go. Posts are in place, the panel is flush, and now we can do the two screws which go up there and there. Put my sunglasses back. Voila! We now have a button. We are not going to press it right now, but it is now back up, and it will be functional. As soon as that RTV silicone dries, we'll be able to push it like the other buttons per usual, and it looks normal. It's not sunken in, so job well done. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you next time. God bless. Bye-bye.
And on that terrible disappointment, it's time to say goodbye. We'll be back.